Welcome to Marantz Rantz, no advice on finance. Spin the wheel and take a chance. Get an NFT and a little education. The system got undertold, that knowledge is flotation. You wanna learn? Well, you came to right place. You're pumping AMC, might get slapped in the face. Get your due diligence, know who the villain is. Don't be a sheep when the shepherd's carnivorous. So come learn, laugh, and maybe you win big. And listen up, y'all, the wheel is not rigged. Everybody get a chance in the live chat. Kyoto spin wheel, you win just like that. Retail fight back and this retail winning. Y'all just wait, man, this is just the beginning. All fellow simians, GME group singing the truth. We just chillin', infinity pool swimming. So welcome to Marantz Rantz. A lot of knowledge but no advice on finance. Don't even need pants, you can tune in naked like Henny the Mayo Man. Internet's most hated. Don't wanna lose your money, then it's time for you to listen. If you're ignorant, invest in AMC, a superstition. The stream about ready, they told us to don't dance. I do what I want. Welcome to Marantz Rantz. 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 Welcome to Marantz Rantz.
Welcome back. Isn't that what we do? That's what we do, right? We just welcome everybody back. Yeah, welcome back. Welcome back to Marantz Rantz. Plenty of good information, a little bit of motivation, a whole lot of truth, no financial advice. You know, I've heard some dumb ideas in my lifetime. Like, the dumbest idea I ever heard of was back in the day, they said they were going to put a Taco Bell in Mexico. And people wonder why it didn't work. Yeah, because they make really good food without your shitty substitution food. I don't know. I think the same thing about Chipotle. Chipotle announced today that they're expanding their operations into Mexico. Good luck with that, Chipotle. I'm just letting you know. Good luck. It's like, just so that we're clear, the equivalent would be like the Olive Garden opening up in Italy. I don't think it's going to work out too well. Just my honest opinion, but who knows? How about the Outback Steakhouse in Australia? I think it actually works. I don't know. Tell me. Vince Zaney, my guy. He'll let me know. I actually have fans out in Australia. Just want to say, good day, mate. Hey, throw another shrimp on the barbie, eh? Yeah. Well, we saw a proper match today, did we not? I didn't get to watch it, but first time France walks out and has to have a proper match, what do? They shit the bed. Shout out to Spain. My heritage, my people. Yes, we're Spaniards. No, I'm American. Don't worry. I don't care what 23andMe says. Speaking of 23andMe, I don't know if you guys know about SPACs. Okay, I don't ever tell you guys this stuff because I really don't care on my end. Special purpose acquisition companies, SPAC companies, it was all the rave, all the fad back in 2020 and 2021, and a lot of resources went into pumping these failed investments. And a SPAC company comes out, i.e. like a blank check company. I mean, they're literally venture capitalists willing to converge with other existing companies, and then they go public together. There's a $10 price tag on these SPACs, by the way. Every share sells for $10. Initially, that's the SPAC value. Then people can pump them and go for them. The biggest pump I had ever seen into a SPAC was CCIV. And CCIV, when that was pumped, we were like, whoa, look at CCIV. I think it went up to $66. Then it fell down to earth when it went live. It went live as Lucid Automotive. And Lucid Motors went live, and they were calling themselves the next Tesla. Well, I've seen Lucid cars. They run around. I've seen Rivian cars. They run around. But it came out a report today that Lucid is on the verge of filing for bankruptcy. So yet another SPAC that has failed. It's not supposed to be, what happened back in 2021, 2022. You had over 1,000 SPACs get launched, which was the record. We're talking about the average is usually 20 to 30 a year. They launched over 1,000 in 1 year, and that's because of free money. This free money, this COVID money that was being printed in the world. And although we printed $6 trillion here in the U.S., other countries printed a lot more just to stay alive. And now you see things like the Argentina dollar falling apart, the yen falling apart in Japan, the won getting destroyed in Korea. We'll talk about currency. We'll talk about the effects that it has on the U.S. market via the carry trade. We've talked about this before. But what the big outlook is right now is if you trade in U.S. dollars, you're a champion. 5 out of the 6 biggest banks in America had earnings today. You'll have 6 for 6 this week. And what does that tell you? Everyone beat projections. Wells Fargo, JP Morgan. It doesn't matter. I'm just going to tell you, it doesn't matter. They can make numbers look great because no one's actually owning up to what is really happening. The build out of AI, the bubble that is AI, and the constraints you have via inflation. Even though they tell you inflation went down 2 basis points, I'm not going to buy that. It would be 20 basis points because it was 3.4 versus 3.2 or something to that effect. I had the hell headline. I didn't care. I still don't care. Because you know what's happening? Companies like Oracle are coming out and they're down over 50% for the year. And Oracle's still a $500 billion company, killing it, raking it all in. And then you're reading these headlines as if AI, data, compute, all of it is still like supply and demand wise the number one things on the market. That's not the value I see. I don't see the value in it. And I'm going to tell you why. If you're buying NVIDIA today, people will tell you, NVIDIA, the future of everything. Guys, they're a $4 to $5 trillion company. When are they going to get to 10? Apple, $3 to $4 trillion. When are they going to get to 8? It should take you decades. I mean, this rapid acceleration, I mean, when do we put a cap on it? Where did the money come from? Did we print it all? Is that what's really circulating right now? I'm only asking because if SpaceX is worth $2.5 trillion out the gate, when are they going to hit $5 trillion? Because I know when GameStop's going to hit 18 billion tomorrow or the next day. So there's some real upside here when you find investments that are severely undervalued. You know the economy's clicking and or tricking you because I read a report today that said Tokyo is officially fair value. Tokyo is not expensive. Things in Tokyo are not overpriced. I was like, really? I've been to Tokyo. I remember when it was so expensive. Now you're telling me it's on average? Okay. I'll live with it. But I know what I read about Korea. I read that over 1.1 trillion won, that's their currency, went ahead and forced closed positions. They went ahead and forced them to liquidate because they don't allow short selling over there in Korea. They don't allow the manipulation. They don't allow you to borrow. They just say, you know what, if this is what it's worth, that's what this market is. So shout out to Korea. Shout out to them. Shout out to tomorrow. Johnson & Johnson, BlackRock. Everyone going to go ahead and announce their earnings tomorrow. I guess it's going to be big news. United Air. Not for me. Not big news for me. My big news is Thursday. Ryan Cohen did commit to doing an interview on Bloomberg. Welcome back to the fold there, Ryan. It's only been 1 week since you made your other interviews. Me personally, I don't care until we start talking about the fundamentals of what the real company is doing. Not the legacy business, not the one they want you to look at. I'm talking about the real company called GameStop, the financial institution called GameStop. Some people try to give out some guidance. Some people try to give out ideas. Kevin Malone today, begging to be on the board of directors with GameStop, then in turn says, Ryan, you should buy PayPal. It's undervalued. It's cheap. It's low valuation. We should be buying it right now. We should buy both, PayPal and eBay. Combine them together, like old time's sake. Let's get it. You know, I was young once. Kevin, I was young once. And I did this thing where I went and bought. And I say young once. Holy shit, we can take. You know what? I'm not going to go that route. I'm not going to go young once. I'm going to go now once. Like right now. Had all this money during COVID. I know what to do with it. I was like, what are we doing? Bought my wife a car, my daughter a car, myself a car. Bought a new house. By the way, all the cars are paid off from that time frame to now. The house is still here, but I'm saying we leveraged ourselves on debt. Debt to income ratio was leveraged. DTI, whatever it's called. Debt to income ratio, yeah. And debt to earnings. And so then when I get leveraged, I went to the bank and the bank said, you can borrow this much money, can't borrow that much. It really didn't matter. I got a house within my means, but I think as a business, why would we want to stretch ourselves over two things when we could just get one first? Don't do too many things at once. Do one, focus, let it materialize, and then use your newfound credit and status and valuation and leverage that and just keep going. If people are not here to be invested into GameStop for the next 20 years, then this might not be the investment for them. Some people are saying, Marantz, can't take that long. The value is about to go up right now. It is. And you can proclaim to be this guy, Poco Bueno, from our Discord today. That was this guy, just so that we're clear. I want to put it out there. His name's Paco or Poco or something Bueno, whatever the hell his name is. And he says, man, I've been watching Marantz for a whole year. I'm invested into GameStop. I'm prepared. It's everything. GameStop is it. I was in it before. Now I'm in it for now, and I believe in it. And then everyone asked him his position. What's your position? Just, show something. He showed one share of ownership at $28 a share. One share. And then he proceeded to show 55 contracts that he didn't want to tell anybody the strike price, the dates they expire, nothing. Kind of like, it was weird for me. Like, this is what people are doing. They're trying to make money off of the GameStop move because it's going to move. And they have one share at 28 when they could just go buy one more tomorrow. They literally could go buy one more tomorrow and their cost average would be all the way down to 24. By two more, they'd be already down in 20. Like, they could move that cost average and they could acquire more shares. But instead, it's all about what's the strike price, what's my theta, what's my burn off, what's my break even. When do I really break even after the premium itself? Like, it made zero sense to me. And I just wanted you guys to know that when we have people in the Discord like that claim that they're all about the show or they're all about this movement and this cult that we're in, that we're stuck in and we can't get out. Oh my God. Meltdown, I don't know what we're going to do. What are we going to do about you guys? Hey, Meltdown, how'd you guys lose 10,000 people overnight? 10,000? God, it's gross. I didn't understand that either. There's a lot of things I don't understand. I just wake up and watch GameStop all the time. Here's the headlines, guys. Let's go look at them really quick before I get into the chart and stuff. Here's GameStop, guys. Quality company. Currently, net income is up 200-something% with some EPS up another 100-something%. And they are increasing in market cap. Don't let it fool you. And they are getting better in revenue. Don't let them fool you. So everything's good. It's a great company. Financials themselves, a key indicator for a lot of people. If you're coming down, people do like to look at earnings per share. Remember, the diluted form of earnings per share is based off the idea that the bonds are against us right here because the bonds will go live in 5 to 7 years. So, yeah, that number is not our true number. Our true number is north of 170 per share, but it's going to go even higher than that. We were negative 131, so we've had a swing profit of $3 a share. People will realize what that means and how much that is very soon. It's going to happen. So you'll see our EPS growth is in the thousands percent, so the hundreds percent. But the bigger number that I love is to see our operating margin and our profit margin. We're at a 25% profit margin on the trailing 12. Guys, 25% profit margin means we are making mountains of money with the little revenue that we have at the moment. And the revenue is going up. As you guys saw, the new Power Packs app went live. I already had a Power Packs app, but it's a new update, whatever it may be. People can get on Apple and Samsung, your tablets. Power Packs is running. And even though Power Packs is running and I see all the transactions happen, I know how to manipulate that number. If I'm GameStop, I'm not saying they would do it, but I mean, you could. And you could stop a lot of this nonsense, the naysayers per se. I think that we could go from 3.7 billion dollars of revenue. We could take it all the way to 5, like now, this year. That's how great and dramatic of an impact I think Power Packs can have if they do it right, if GameStop does it right. But we'll see how it all works out. I'm working on marginal numbers. I said 25% of profit margin. I just want you guys to know what that means. 25% on profit margin. Like when we were getting compared to Best Buy this morning, Best Buy operates on about 3%. They're a very low margin business, means they have to sell the truck just to make a buck. And that's not good for business, because one downturn in the economy, one downturn in what people are not spending money, you'll see exactly what I mean by that. What'll happen? what'll happen to those margins and how everyone's positioned to lose money rather than what GameStop's doing, which is earning tons of money. So shout out to GameStop. Let's go over here. We have to check one company. So no one's beaten us yet. We already beat out 419. We saw that. I'm going to scroll up to see a company that we might know, that we might understand. So SMCI is a company I'm going to look at. Let's go ahead and see if we're better than SMCI tonight. That's Super Microcomputers. Let's see if they're a better company than GameStop. Remember that they have fictitious numbers, but even with the fictitious numbers, I want to know if they can walk in our world. One, their market cap is a lot, but it's down 40%, meaning there's nothing there. Nothing there. They're losing 40% of market cap because of the fraudulent accounting practices, allegedly. Net income, they actually are going to have less than GameStop. Why do I tell you that? Because GameStop's prepping to be over $1.5 billion this year. So we're going to beat them on net income. I just know it. Financials wise, what are you hiding, guys, in this financial statement? You only have $1 billion. So to go from $5 billion to $1 billion, you had $4 billion burn off. I don't know what you guys think you're doing. I don't know who you're leveraging other than yourself. We are better than Super Microcomputers. We deserve to be in that 415th spot on the S&P 500 at a minimum. We have more to go. We can go up even further. I don't see any other company that I would even care to compare to, but I'll do us a favor and go all the way to 400. So let's go to 400 just for fun. We'll see if we're better. You know what? Forget that. I'll go Ultra Beauty. And I know Ultra Beauty is a great company. This is invested by the top tier of all financial institutions. And they're crazy good. $395 on the market. That is their rank. UTLA. They should beat us considering we're not in the S&P 500. And these guys are in the top spot. So here we go. They make $1.2 billion. They're down in market cap, down in net income, $1.2 billion. We will beat that this year. I am extremely confident that we will beat that this year. So they get $20 billion on market cap, and they have $1.2 billion in earnings. That's what they have over here at Ulta Beauty. Now, we go to financials. We go to the sheet. Let's go look at the sheet. They're walking around with $160 million. Do you guys understand now? Do you guys understand what GameStop is? What they're on the threshold of being? We already have about $9 billion, $8 billion. I don't care how you guys cut it up. No one's close to that kind of cash. And you can't go raise the cash. You can't find the cash because you're already tapped out on cash. You're tapped out completely on your sheet. So as you're sitting there looking at it and there's a negative net cash position per share of $46. This company already trades at 57 times book. They're trading at a 7 to 8x times book. I already told you about this. These companies are not ready for what GameStop really is. What GameStop will be is already. They're the best value on the market, period. So when you look at a company that's worth $20 billion, Ulta Beauty, they don't even have 1/20th of the cash GameStop does, and their net income is just right on par with GameStop. So I'm very confident with GameStop already breaking into the top 400 of the S&P and now beating out 395 Ulta Beauty. I don't know who's going to beat GameStop at this. I don't know when it's going to happen, but it hasn't happened yet. Now, Kevin Malone, we don't need to buy something because things are for sale. This is something that I've learned a long time ago. In retail, we used to call it lead with the dog. You don't need to lead the dog. Just because PayPal's there doesn't mean we need to have it. The synergies you're looking for, not the ones Ryan's looking for. Ryan is focused on eBay, period. Ryan wants eBay. Until I see 8Ks and filings that we actually started buying a position and getting economic exposure into PayPal, I wouldn't care. The functionality of PayPal is archaic. It's not even near what Stripe is and or with any other platform that people are putting together. PayPal is not what it used to be when it was the lone wolf. It's not that any longer. So thanks, Kevin Malone, for no damn reason at all. We don't need to do that. The next part I want to tell you guys is, I hope you guys are doing great. Everybody, thank you. I was just reading the chat for a second. Sorry. So the next thing that I want to tell you guys is GameStop's website. If you guys haven't been there lately, their cards that they are trading right now that they're selling, these graded cards, there's over 30,000 sitting here. We've got a card for $1,700 right here, a one-piece premium card. I don't even know what it is, nor do I care. This card here is worth a lot of money. And it's a Gum Gum Giant card, alternate art. So it's a card that people want. I'm sure people will pay for it if they're collectors. What's going to happen with GameStop having 30,000 cards? That's awesome to have that many cards, GameStop. 31,528. Good job. That's all I can tell you. Somebody's selling their whole Ozzie Smith collection here. That's cool. But Power Packs drive it all home for us. If you go to GameStop homepage, get an anniversary Mario pin set. So if you get down there and you spend $100 on Mario products, boom, you're there. Now we go to Power Packs. We get in here, start ripping. Let's go check out the page. They have all these. The starter packs are sold out on BB's Classics. So starter packs are sold out. Silver's still there. So people are doing these things. If we go to home, come down here, go recent pulls. It says all the recent pulls from all the different classes. All the different classes of cards. And 1 minute ago right here, within the span of the last minute, we have done 350, 25, 375, 500, 875, 925, 950. So almost $1,000 a minute as of right now. Great Michael Jordan card, by the way. Look at this nice ass card somebody got. Good for them. They paid $500 and only got it's worth $282. GameStop just made crazy money off of that. So this is the great part. This is what we've done over the last minute. And the big pulls in there. Were there any big pulls? Man, Stan Musial card. Somebody went and got this. Damn. Okay. Stan the man. Gary Sheffield card up there. Refractor. This card right here, they paid, I don't know what they paid, but they got it. $220 is the value. That's something that you'd never sell. They paid $100. That's not bad. Just pulled. So solid, just pulled. Here's some chase cards. They're worth thousands. 78,000, 78,000, 73,000, 69,000. Man, they went all out on those guys. So shout out to GameStop for that. My collection, let's see if it gets it to me. Still Dan Schneider. I got an offer in there. I won't take it. The offer is minimal. Review the offer. It's $8-9. No, thank you. I'm going to hang on to that card. It's a 1967 Topps card. It's about 60 years old. So I'm happy with it. I'm just going to chill on that. We will go on with more. We have more to talk about here on all these markets. But before we do, I'm going to check the chat to see if you guys have any questions for me. If there are no questions, we'll keep going. Some extra kisses for your terrible day, Amber. Okay. I thought she had an okay day. Isn't she the one at the beach? This channel should have way more subscribers than it currently does. Thank you, Carter. Thank you for that. You know, I know there's other channels out there that thrive. They get a lot of reviews and a lot of interaction. I'm not concerned with what other people do. I just want to keep doing what we do and keep beating our heads on it. Know what we do. Know what it is. Why we invest. If people ever really want to sit down and talk it all out fundamentally, like why this investment is so much better than others, the story's too deep to tell. It's kind of like trying to. That's why you go to church every Sunday. It's very hard to tell you what the Bible says and then also develop a lifestyle around it. We're the same way. That's why I call this a cult. Let us be a cult. Let us be whatever we are. Who cares? It's our playground. It's our investment. And there's going to be people out there that say, man, those crazy guys, they really stuck it all the way through. But you wouldn't make it this far. You wouldn't have made it this far unless you started educating yourself and really believing and learning what GameStop is. So, and who Ryan is, you know? I think the world of this investment for all those reasons, because we are different and we're not what they expect us to be. They would expect us to sell when it goes low, sell when it goes high, but we do none of that. We just continue to buy. So shout out to you guys for being different and setting the trend. I can tell you that. All right, so here's some trends right now. This was earlier in the day. This was earlier. This was the Korean exchange at 7,000 points. I told you it was at 9,300. The range is from 3,000 to 9,300. And at 93, it's just too top heavy, and it's now falling apart. Are they in correction territory? Not yet. Not in my mind, because you can call it that, but maybe in about 5 more minutes after I show you these charts. Right here, the 2-year Treasury on its way up at 4.23. It's the highest level since February 2025. We all know that was the time of tariffs and Trump scariness with the Trump taco trade like he always does. I didn't care one bit for whatever this administration is doing on that end. Banks record bond short sparks, quest for answers. I don't even know what this chart means, nor do I want to care, but it says banks have built the largest net short corporate bond position ever recorded, worth more than $4 billion. $4 billion is not going to impress me. This is a good one. Korean stock trade is at the cheapest level on record. As of today, it's the cheapest it's ever been, the Korean stock market. Right here, retail net flows plunge. Retail investors are now buying stocks at the slowest pace in more than 6 years. It's awesome. It happens every time. In 2022, this happened, and right now it's happening. What's happening? The best values in the world are in front of you, and you can't buy them. You don't have the money to buy them. And that has a lot to do with the economy, with the cost of living, all of it. And for me, I'm just so happy that I was able to pump in as much as I could when I could. Now it's just struggling and hanging on for dear life, but doing our best. So shout out to you, the retail investor. Here's the tumble. This was also last night. This is 6,800 now on the Kospi, which is going to be the Korean stock market. It's now down 8% for the day. If we look here, the U.S. 30-year real rate is at the highest since November of 2008. So right before the financial global crisis, we spiked out at 3.2%. During the dot-com bubble, we were over 4%. So now we're at 2.9, the highest we've been since the financial crisis, which says a lot. So shout out to us. The NASDAQ 100 falling apart, and it should. Guys, there's a composite NASDAQ, and then there's a NASDAQ 100. The composite NASDAQ is the 2,500 companies, and the NASDAQ 100 is obviously the 100 companies, and without financial institutions. So the fact that it's moving up, but not at that rate, and now it's falling down even faster, it just means the top half of this market is falling apart. Semiconductors, gone out of control compared to the dot-com bubble. Got you there. The 30-year Treasury yield jumps to 5.1%, back up to 5%, where it was previously about 2 months ago. SpaceX falls to the lowest closing price in history and has now lost nearly $1.2 trillion in value from its ATL. Guys, ATH, all-time high. I told you this would happen. I told you what SpaceX was. This was a liquidity pump and dump to take it from the people, to get valuation for leverage, to get valuation. They were in a rush to get a valuation to settle the books. They need longs to offset the short position they're currently carrying. And what do? They invent the valuations. They went ahead and go live with this one. They went live with SK Hynix. That's the next thing everybody's going to be talking about. What price will SpaceX hit first? $50 or $250? I believe I voted for 50, so there you go. And everybody thinks that. Argentina is now trading at the lowest. The Argentina peso has fallen to an all-time low against the U.S. dollar. It has now collapsed 99.8%. Shout out to Lionel Messi. I hope he's getting paid in U.S. dollars and not those dollars. That's what I can tell you there. Don't care about that. Don't care about the unrealized losses here for the U.S. banks. It doesn't matter that they increase from quarter to quarter. It's still nonsense. This will tell you everything you need to know, guys. This is right after GameStop does what it does. GameStop blows up. What did the banks do? The banks now start carrying leverage like you wouldn't believe ever since these interest rates went up. So banks are hiding the losses. Hedge funds are hedging the losses. And GameStop, well, they're not allowed to appreciate in value at all. Foreign investors are now buying U.S. stocks at the fastest pace in history. They have nowhere else to invest in. They're done. So they're going to get wiped out just as well. This is not good for anyone. That's how I see it, at least. I could be wrong. No, I can't. Not on this one. The 10-year yield, 4.6. Uh-oh, going higher. Yep, we know we're almost there. Silver falling back down, $57. It is now down 52% from its all-time high. SK Hynix, like I told you, shooting out 40% above. You'll see here they went to an all-time high. They fell below 40%, so just went out. This is a good example. Gold at 5,000 plus, everybody in line. Gold, 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 gold. It goes down to 4,000 like it is today. Nobody wants to talk gold. Don't worry, it'll happen. Just give it time. Meta has now closed over the 200-day moving average. I didn't care for that either. It doesn't matter. There we go. People keep saying only 3% down. I know. Kospi's at 6,800 points now, and now they're at 6,500 points as of yesterday or today, this morning. So 6,500 points. Korea is just falling apart. And this all has to do with forced liquidations that we posted in the Discord if you guys go read them. Gold's outpacing the market. And mass celebration at SK Hynix headquarters after Jim Cramer worries there isn't enough money to IPO. We know. Once he says that, well, then everybody's ready to go ahead and watch it fall. There was Oracle going down, money supply going up, and everything's looking terrible on the markets, yet nobody will tell you that's the truth because they're still pumping things. And they're pumping it even now. The top 1% of wealth now owns more than the middle class in wealth. That's just people picking off the top, and that's going to fall down soon. So I'm not worried about them one bit. So that's the headlines I have for you guys that we'll go over every time. Well, every time I go live, I'll catch up on headlines if we have any. Is Pablo Bueno, Paco Bueno, whatever your name is he in here? You need to click the link. The guy has 55 call contracts. And Cosby is up almost 7% in session. That doesn't mean much to me. Not when they've been down this far. So anyway, I'm kicking ass in Vegas. Doubtful. I felt your live stream with a random expense coming up. Still buying $75. Good. Thank you. Yeah, guys, let me talk on this really quick before I even start going off on that. Let's just go look at the charts while we're here. I mean, I got you here already. It's real simple, guys. This is the monthly chart. I have this painted out. I haven't moved this. This is exactly where we're going, period. This is the weekly, period. At the end of this breakout, we're gone. There's nothing that's going to hold us in. We're at 2243, 2246 in the after. This is the floor for GameStop, headed to a new floor, a new room, a new roof, a new everything. Listen, guys, and just believe me or don't. In life, people want that moment to happen for them. I hit the lottery. I get to make FU money. I get to tell people, get out of here. I never wanted to be around you anyway. All the things people claim they do. Listen, when you guys get there and it happens to you, just remember that money will make you more of who you are. It will amplify whoever you are even more because it gives you that ability to do it. You have to condition yourself for the moves that are coming. For the whole world to go ahead and FOMO back into GameStop after Ryan acquires eBay, that will happen. No one's in GameStop right now but you and I. It is the whole world to us, yes. This whole cult, yes. But what's going to be the most positive thing that's going to happen from this is that all these guys been betting against GameStop will not even blink twice, and they will jump right back in it with it. Because there are people out here that are greedy. There are people out here that say they know better. There are people out here that secretly want to invest in a GameStop, but their pride gets the best of them. They probably hate me. Okay. Probably hate Ryan Cohen. Or they probably believed something that someone else told them, like AMC, Bed Bath & Beyond, and Mullen Automotive. Well, let me tell you, Ryan Cohen's only involved in one company. It's GameStop. Ryan Cohen's plan is to buy another company called eBay. And he has been buying it, and he has been setting it up, and he has been building. But I don't know how much time it takes to prove yourself to your investors or to the other investors or the core group of, the GPs and the the limited partners and the general partners, like whatever these guys are doing to raise money and talk about the next investment. I just hope someone's in their ear talking GameStop. And if it's not happening yet, it will soon. Because in the words that we listened to in that interview, the greatest interview that I've heard so far for Ryan, there's some guy, and he said, the stock market is not a voting booth. It's not about yes or no, right or wrong. It's a scale, and it measures weight. So whether you like something or you don't, that doesn't matter. Analysts don't matter. It's the weight of it all. The weight of the cash, the weight of earnings, and the number, what it looks like. Because if GameStop starts showing $10 a share, $5 a share, earnings per share, I'm telling you, they start showing $3, $4, and $5 a share for earnings, people are going to come running because then it'll be the talk of the town. It'll be the most for sure thing. Everyone will be like, wow, that's a certainty. Well, I'm certainly telling you it's going to happen because it's already happening. And I'm thankful for it. Thankful for you guys. So I show up every night to give you some headlines, go over some stuff. If you guys have anything in the chat, I'll catch up with you. But other than that, I'm going to get up out of here. I have WoW to play with my son. I have life to live. I have dinner to eat. And I have God to thank. And let you do the same. Avoid the noise, avoid the hate, avoid the harassment. Focus on you, focus on this investment, focus on what you need to do around you. If you got to clean up a room, if you got to clean up the house, if you got to cut the grass, you got to fix your car, you got to hang out with the kids, you got to hang out with the wife, got to dust off something. I don't know, the windowsills. Find something to do to pass this time. Because once this time is come and gone, well, you guys are going to remember what this all took. It took some real courage and it took some real foresight. Foreshadowing. The FUD. GameStop, as I've proven tonight, is already outpaced and outranked spot 395 on the S&P 500. We are better than 105 other companies in the S&P 500. So when are you going to let us in? Good. I'll see you there at the meeting. Marantz Rantz on YouTube, everywhere else. You guys know where to find me. I'm here. Discord, completely free. It always will be in the description of the video. Wrote the book. Connect the dots. Check out the book. You can order one for your friends, your family. It's a good gift idea for Christmas and for birthdays. They get to read it. It's an easy read. They get to learn why GameStop is going to be the number one investment, period. Why Ryan Cohen's going to win and beat out Wall Street. Why private equity, as they do make public investments and they make decisions for publicly traded company, we're not beholden to them. We're on our own path. GameStop can't stop, won't stop GameStop. I'll see you around, millionaires. Peace. Hold on, guys. Hold on. I didn't see the question. That's my fault. I apologize. There is a question in the chat, so let's get to that question before I take off. So sorry. So the question here, this is a quality question. It says, what is the biggest milestone GameStop needs to achieve over the next 12 months to convince long-term investors that the transformation is working? Galleria Q? The biggest milestone that GameStop must achieve is they must get Wi-Fi and internet into every single long-term investor's home. Because apparently you don't possess that. You mustn't possess Wi-Fi or landline, Ethernet cable, internet. Because if you're asking me the question of what they should do for long-term investors to show them that the transformation is working, I mean, what more could they do? You must be disconnected from the world and you must not own a damn computer and you must not be able to read 8Ks. Is that the case? Is that why you asked what they must do? They must do nothing to convince long-term investors that the transition's working. If you don't believe it's working, get out of here. Roll out. Serious. How could you not be a believer in what GameStop is doing? Numbers are telling you that it's better. What other proof do you need? GameStop could literally do nothing for the next 10 years, and it's still the best investment, with or without eBay. Best investment, period. They have all the cash in the world that makes all the interest in the world. Even now, the bond rate's going up even higher. Thank you. Now we're getting good. We're getting 4.5%, almost 5%. Oh, there's a war going to break out. Gold's to buy and interest rates go up. Awesome. Guess who makes more money? GameStop does. Why? Because they have the cash. So what is it that they have to prove to long-term investors? I don't know who you're talking about, and I don't know what you're talking about. It's almost a good question until I read it in detail. Absolutely terrible. They do nothing to convince anybody anything. They don't have to do a damn thing. Guys, listen, we're a cult. We're so different. I'm not here to be anybody's buddy. I've been doing this shit too long. Been making videos every night for years, bro. Years. Long-term investors at GameStop should watch older videos of this channel. That's what they should watch. Because at this point, am I bitter? I'm not bitter. I'm just telling you that you don't get a world-class and education and investment unless you go do the due diligence yourself. Everyone here just wants to hold hands and say, what could they do better? What's going to happen? You typed up that whole damn thing. The biggest milestone GameStop needs to do? Nothing. One more interview, one more investment, one more brick. How about that? One more brick by brick. All right. A little edgy, man. I don't know. Maybe I'm this way because it's just the way I am. I've thought about it. Maybe I'm just not built for certain people. I'm not meant to be in the light around other people, I guess. You know, I'm delightful, like in person. But here, some no-name guy who's never typed in the chat a day in his life. What should they do over the next 12 months? What should they achieve? I don't know. Buy GameStop? Buy eBay? They should buy eBay in the next 12 months. They should make $1.5 billion revenue, income. Says, great episode, Marantz. You're built perfect for this. It takes my type of mentality and my attitude. It takes it, because if I wasn't this way, if I was fair, if I was like a little lighthearted kid, eat a pack of Skittles every day and eat some Starbursts, if that was me, like all these kids out here, the kids that don't last, the kids that make content for different reasons, perverse reasons, nah. You'll learn it one day. You'll understand this investment. You'll understand why we're all here. Until then, I guess we're all bag holders, huh? We're just losing it. I'm down. I'm down right now, guys. After 6 years, I'm down. 5.5 years, I'm down. What am I down? I think I'm down like $2,500. In the words of Tony De Niro, gee golly willikers, that ain't that fun, huh? GameStop, can't stop, won't stop, GameStop. I'll see you around, millionaires. Peace.